evening and welcome to this Wednesday, March 25th, 2015 meeting of the Board of Education for the Oshkosh Area School District. Has this meeting been properly noticed? Please call the roll.
Here.
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 Here. Tonight we will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by two students from Merrill Middle School, Wyatt Mitchell and Duichi Lore. Please rise and follow them in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank you both for coming tonight, being here from the Pledge of Allegiance. And in commemoration of that, we have a certificate of achievement for each of you, or appreciation, I should say. You are welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but we understand that these meetings can be lengthy and somewhat tedious, so you're also welcome to go home. All right, next on tonight's agenda, the superintendent's report.
Yes, good evening and welcome to this evening's report. Webster Stanley Elementary. First grade classes were honored to have veterans visit them. The students have learned about the history of the flag etiquette, and the proper folding procedures for a flag. Each first grader received his or her own small flag on a wooden base. The flags are donated by local businesses, and the base is manufactured by our industrial arts classes. This is a long-standing tradition and a really special one. A special thank you to the veterans for providing the great experience to our Webster students. Webster Stanley's fourth graders visited our state capitol on March 12th. They spent the morning at the Wisconsin Historical Society Museum. Students viewed artifacts from Wisconsin's past and were able to make connections to fourth grade social studies lessons on Wisconsin's early people as well as the fur trade era. During the afternoon, students toured the capitol and learned many historical facts and details about historical Wisconsin building. Teachers present at UW-Oshkosh 14th Annual Language, Culture, and Education Institute. Oshkosh Area School District teachers, Justin Habel from West High School, Patrick Lawton from West High School, Stacy Thiede from Webster Middle School, Sarah Warren from Webster Middle School were invited to present at the UW-Oshkosh 14th Annual Language, Culture, and Education Institute on March 14th. The presentation was entitled Creating a Working Relationship Between Strategies and Content Teachers. It examined how to create a co-teaching relationship between strategists and content area teachers in order to meet the diverse needs of learners in classes. The teachers discussed techniques used by their classrooms to build effective partnerships between multiple teachers within the same classroom, as well as strategies used in class to meet all the needs of learners placed in a single classroom. Congratulations and thank you for your participation in this field of education. Merrill Elementary's February Family Math Night celebrated. Merrill Elementary School families came together on February 19th to investigate mathematics in the world around us. Following a light dinner, participants rotated among math-themed centers. These areas included grade level explorations, creation of math as everyone's book pages, technological opportunities, and make and take game area. Families shared their writing. In the end of the evening, with the raffle, prizes were awarded. This evening is part of Merrill's ongoing family academic literacy project granted through the National Writing Project. A big thank you for Reed Elementary sends a big thank you to the Oshkosh North girls softball team for helping with their book room project. As noted, Michaela's preferred picks, Michaela Bowen, a vibrant young 5th grade student at Oakwood Elementary School in 2009. On the first day of summer vacation, she came down with a rare illness. Michaela's fought for 3 years, but the disease finally took her life. The Bowman family generously donated books in her memory. Oakwood's media staff along with Mikhail's parents, picked books that Mikhail loved to read. Animals, especially wolves, were her favorite. Allison Kelly, a current 5th grade student, drew thank you notes for all of the Oakwood students and staff, and that was sent to the family. Congratulations to Kate Linchenberg, who won the David Woods Continuing Creative Arts Creative Award for this year's Fox Valley High School Students in Glass exhibition. Kate was awarded one of 8 awards among 118 students. Great job, Kate. The middle school Band-O-Rama. On March 17th, the Oshkosh Middle School Band departments held their annual Band-O-Rama contest. The contest celebrates the accomplishments and growth of 8th grade bands from each of the 5 middle schools. The bands performed for each other, and then the night finished off with an honors band performance comprised of students from every band. The honors band was conducted by James Dorschner, Oshkosh North High School Band Director, and Brian Wilson, Oshkosh West Band Director. And pictures from that event are included. STEM night at South Park. South Park Middle School had a very successful STEM night on March 19th from 5:30 to 7:30. Families and students visited stations around the school and participated in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics-related activities such as sail design, making silly putty, bottle rockets, light graffiti, Lego League, and more. There were prize drawings and concession sales. In addition, the book fair was open to students and families to purchase books, and Hanson's Fundraising was there to demoing some of their products to help promote the PTN fundraiser. A very special thank you to UW-Oshkosh School of Education and Human Services, the College of Nursing, Walmart, Festival Foods, South Park Parent Community Action Team, South Park staff, and Sarah Adamant for making this event possible. The Wave Robotics returned from the Wisconsin Regional as champions once again. The Wave Robotics team faced adversity and struggled at the competition, but perseverance and confidence led to the teams forward to victory. Some real creative writing here. Wave Robotics will compete in Minneapolis at the Mariucci Arena on April 2nd to 4th and are now qualified for the World Championships taking place April 22nd through the 25th. Senior Steve Fontaine and Chris Karuna, along with sophomore Max Bossert, remain poised in their command of the 2015 robot. Depth charger on the field were together with Alliance partners. They scored a regional high score of 216 points in a single match. Seniors Melissa Daniels and Tricia Kegel, along with sophomore Sarah Anderson, coordinated successful workshop, provided competing teams an opportunity to practice their presentation and receive helpful feedback. In addition to delivering a flawless presentation to more than 100 attendees, these young women who shared tips that had been learned along the path to help others be successful also. In addition, coming together with the team and attaining the above victories, Wave Robotics also received the Engineering Excellence Award, which is given to the team whose robot demonstrates an elegant and advantageous machine feature. Junior Jacob Lau was nominated by the team and mentors to earn a spot on the highly competitive Dean's List. Bill Grohl, a longtime mentor, was presented with the Woody Flowers Finalist Award for his dedication to the team. He leads, inspires, teaches, and empowers the team to achieve excellence. Congratulations and good luck at the future competitions. Franklin school students learned about technology through the Flat Bucky program. Mrs. Bartlett's third grade in Franklin Elementary School took advantage of the new classroom technology of a community outreach program from UW-Madison by participating in their Flat Bucky program, which mirrors the Flat Stanley children's book. The class was partnered with a student athlete from UW-Madison's rowing team. Mrs. Bartlett's class made a flat bucky and then sent it to the university, where the rowing team took pictures of Bucky on many adventures in the cities and the team traveled to, as well as the UW-Madison campus. These pictures were posted on Instagram for the class to see. This week, Mrs. Bartlett's class was able to Skype with UW-Madison rower Sharkey, as well as also known as Elizabeth, to discuss rowing, college, and what it takes to be a student athlete. It was a great experience for everyone. A family night was held February, focused on literacy, math, and technology at Lakeside Elementary School. Families also enjoyed shopping at the book fair. Lakeside celebrated a winter walk at school day in late February. All students and many staff members joined together in a walk in the cold weather. Students were able to walk during recess times and enter the name for the drawing for the prizes donated by the Safe Routes to School. Lastly, a Spirit Week was held last week in February. Read Across America activities were held. The first week of March, guest readers appeared in the classrooms, including police officers, firemen, and our very own school board members, Steve Dito and Barb Herzog. Thanks to all who volunteered. E-Cook Families Reading Night is a part of the Emmeline Cook Readathon event, and Read Across America, the schools held family reading nights as part of the three-part series. Journey Through Literacy took place on March 3rd. There was a collaborative effort between the Lighted Schoolhouse program and Dr. Don Hohn's Principles of Bilingual Education course. The students from the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh created and presented literacy activities for the Lighted Schoolhouse participants. All students and their families were invited to a pizza supper, followed by 3 additional literacy activities, including Cinderella stories from around the world, creating comic strips, making star stories, participate in games from Korea and Chile, and participating in impromptu storytelling. In all, 180 Emmeline Cook students and families attended this fun event and were able to enjoy time together as a family and to learn things centered on literacy. Emmeline Cook held a readathon event on March 2nd through March 6th. Throughout the week, there were many events, including literacy trivia, a special guest reader at the community and neighborhoods themed literacy days, a family reading night, and visual tracking of minutes read. The school's goal was to read 100,000 minutes and raise $10,000, which they both surpassed with 137,000 minutes read over $10,000 raised. The Read Rific Rally on March 5th was the highlight of the week. Through the 2.5-hour event, students read and worked with communities members, including Superintendent Stan Mack, Boys and Girls Club President Mark Desagne, Mayor Brooke Tower, school board members Barb Herzog, Oshkosh police officers, and detectives. Fang the Timber Rattlers mascot, local business owners, and neighborhood and parent volunteers. Extremely positive feedback about this event was received from staff and, most importantly, from students. The event was such a great way to connect the surrounding community and the neighborhood school, and gave the students an opportunity to engage in an activity reading that benefited both the school as well as themselves. Throughout the Oshkosh area, through the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation, the school received a generous donation as well as donation pledges from each student. E-Cook's hope is that the event will be a springboard to move ongoing literacy-based outlets available to students that will inspire them to read, not just because it's homework, but because it's fun. The event was derived from a larger ongoing E-Cook beautification project comprised of pioneering partnership that is rallying to support reinvestment in the elementary school's campus with an impactful visual example of community dedication. The mission of Readathon event was to merge a basic need for literacy with a project that will build pride in the school and the surrounding community. A big thanks to the community and the school volunteers who make this such a successful event. Merrill Middle School staff ensemble provides an ambience for the Celebrate Education experience earlier this week. On Monday, March 23rd, the Merrill Middle School Jazz Ensemble provided some ambiance for the Celebrate Education event at the Oshkosh Convention Center. The ensemble performed 30 minutes of swing, blues, and rock tunes before the event began, and was great entertainment for a large gathering. And Light Up the World for Autism Day. April is National Autism Awareness Month, with April 2nd being Light Up Blue World Autism Day. At Franklin Elementary School, parent and child diagnosed with autism and Franklin staff are expected to partner with the graphic arts students from Oshkosh West High School to provide an Autism Awareness Month throughout the district. Christopher Arps and his graphic students at West are approaching and asking to help, were approached and asked to help as a result of a busy making a banner to put up in the front of Franklin School. Franklin was able to purchase signage to post all around the school from a gracious donation from the Oshkosh Community Foundation in honor of an autistic boy from Oshkosh who was accidentally passed away some 2.5 years ago. To bring awareness, some schools in the district will be participating in all school activities on April 2nd, like wearing blue, book talks, videos about autism, and group discussion projects on how we are the same and how we are different. Franklin is asking for your help to join them on April 2nd by wearing blue to light it up. And I believe, lastly, all fourth annual academic all-state team, the Gulf Association of Wisconsin, the GCAW, is proud to announce the recipients of the fourth annual Team Academic All-State Award, established to recognize high school teams with the highest team grade point average, as defined and diagnosed by designated by golfers on the roster for the 2014 WIAA Regional Tournament. 3 teams are being recognized for this award in each division. The three teams with the highest cumulative GPA in each division, Division 1 through Division 2, will be recognized with gold, silver, and bronze medals for each student athlete, and the schools will receive a certificate to note this accomplishment. Oshkosh West finished with the first team recognition. Congratulations to members of the academic accomplishments. Reagan Beyer, Claudia Koschel, Gina Kraus, Megan Fudit, and Olivia Anderson. And lastly, the activities of the superintendent in the last 2-week period of events and going on within the school and the community. With that, completes my report, President Wiedenhoff.
Thank you. Next, other reports. If the committee chairs have reports to give. Mr. Dito.
Policy and Governance met on Tuesday, March 17th at 9 a.m. the district office in the IST room. There was only one thing on the agenda, and it was Policy 346, which is up for our consideration this evening. It deals with student records policy and upgrade from what we had before, dealing with student privacy. The reason this policy was pulled was essentially in response to the recent open records requests from pro-voucher groups for student data. The overall definitions of what we consider for the student directory will be narrowed significantly to include like only an address. There will not be a phone number in there and this kind of stuff for people. There's also some other verbiage in there, like any kind of information cannot be used for profit, and well, like I said, defines directory data as only an address. The committee recommended moving this forward for approval at this evening's meeting. Also, Kelly Saganak suggested that Policy 365, school counseling program, be placed on a future agenda as a future agenda item, be turned over to Matt Kamenar for updating. It seems that some of the language in there needs to be updated and viewed again, so we're taking a look at that, at upgrading that. Our next meeting is on April 21st. The public is more than welcome, 10 a.m. Down here at the district office.
Other reports? Allison?
Facilities and Finance met on March 19th at 8 a.m. We covered the budget variance. Sue Schnorr reported that the budget is about 2% below where we were last year. There are no major concerns. She updated us on the Oaklawn spending. There's approximately $90,000 left at Oaklawn. A timeout room was built for the EBD classroom, and a storage shed is still in the planning stages with bids expected to come in probably around $40,000, something like that. The bids were extended due to, we have to match exactly the masonry of the school, and that's causing us a little bit of headache. So Jim Fox is working with the city to determine if a close substitute of brick would be acceptable. Brad Jadarski brought forward the baseball scoreboard purchase and bidding requirements. He reported that in 2013, an RFP was sent out for a number of outdoor scoreboards. At the time, baseball was not included because they didn't need one at that point, but a vendor was still chosen. Now baseball does need a scoreboard, and Brad has asked for permission to not go out to bid again, but can we just use the same vendor? And we said, okay.
Is the price basically the same?
Yeah, who has committed to the original price of approximately $8,500. Good question. No taxpayer dollars are being used. The wiring is already there, so it's just a matter of updating everything. And so the committee recommended Brad proceed with the scoreboard purchases. Lakeside project update. The project has been pulled together and waiting for one conditional use permit, and then we can get going. The permit we're waiting for is from Winnebago County. Bus drop-off spots will be changed starting Monday. Groundbreaking ceremony is tentatively scheduled, or I think it is actually now scheduled for April 15th at 4 o'clock. Please join us. And then lastly was Emmeline Cook Association site improvements update. Jim Fox is currently reviewing the design to make sure there's available money to cover it. He'll get a drawing out to the committee once the association has accepted it. So we're kind of still in the planning. Meeting was adjourned about 8:55. Our next meeting will be April 16th at 8 a.m. right here.
All right. Thank you very much. Any other reports? Seeing none, we'll move on to non-agenda related public forum. Is there anyone who wishes to speak tonight on an item that is not on tonight's agenda? If so, please step forward and state your name and address for the record. Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda-related public forum. If there's anyone tonight who wishes to speak on an item that is on tonight's agenda, please step forward and state your name and address for the record. Once again, seeing none, we'll move on to the consent resolution agenda. For the consent agenda, the board has been furnished with background material on each item or has discussed it at a previous meeting. These will be acted upon with one vote without discussion. If a board member wants to discuss any item, it will be pulled out of the consent agenda and will be voted on separately. The board will consider approval of minutes of February 25th, 2015 regular board meeting, minutes of February 25th executive session. I'm sorry, does anyone wish to pull anything? No? Okay. Minutes of March 11th, 2015 regular board meeting, bills payable, personnel, appointments, temporary appointments, resignations, retirements, and salary schedule. Final notice on non-renewals for teachers, summer school program plan, and revisions to policy 346, student records.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Dito?
Aye.
Dito, aye. Eliason?
Aye.
Eliason, aye. Garner?
Aye.
Garner, aye. Herzog?
Aye.
Herzog, aye. Lumberger?
Aye.
Lumberger, aye. Saginaw?
Aye.
Saginaw, aye. Wiedenhoff?
Aye.
Wiedenhoff, aye. Motion carried.
All right, resolution number 9, individually considered resolutions.
I would move a friendly amendment to whatever you want, have it as waive the reading of this 17-page document.
I would second that. Do we have to second that?
Yes.
I will second that.
All right. To call the roll, I guess.
Eliason?
Aye.
Eliason, aye. Garner?
Aye.
Garner, aye. Herzog?
Aye.
Herzog, aye. Lumberger?
Aye.
Lumberger, aye. Saginaw?
Aye.
Saginaw, aye. Wiedenhoff?
Aye.
Wiedenhoff, aye. Dito?
Aye.
Dito, aye. Motion to waive the reading carried.
All right.
I assume I should still state what we were talking about, and this is the approval of resolution awarding the sale of $14,500,000 general obligation school improvement bonds, Series 2015. Would like to present for us?
I have Michelle Weinberg here from PMA. She is going to present some information to you about the sale of the bonds that happened this morning.
Great. Good evening. I'm so disappointed we're not going to read that resolution, but...
I'm not going to read A. I want to hear how someone would actually read.
Yeah. We'll talk about the pertinent information in the resolution and highlight that. How's that? So yes, we took bids today on the $14.5 million of general obligation school improvement bonds. These are to finance your next phase of energy efficiency projects throughout the district. This first slide we're looking at, and you also have handouts as well, it just gives you a summary of those bids that we took this morning at about 10:30 a.m. We had 3 bidders participate in this morning's bid. They were Baird, Hutchinson Shockey, and Jeffries. The bidding platform we use is an electronic bidding platform that bidders can keep improving their bid up until the bid expiration time. They don't know where the other bids are, they just know what place they are in. So what happened this morning is Baird put in 1 bid and was able to achieve and maintain first place just with that 1 bid. The bid number column shows us that Hutchinson Shockey attempted 4 times to improve their bid but never achieved first place. And Jeffries put in 8 separate bids trying to achieve first place, but never was able to edge up there. So some nice competition this morning for the issue, resulting in a final true interest rate, or TIC as we call it, of a 3.32%. Any questions on the bidding platform or that process? The next page just gives us a summary of the issue, I think is the pertinent information from the 17-page resolution. This is, again, $14.5 million of general obligation school improvement bonds, Series 2015, to finance various energy efficiency projects and improvements throughout the district. This debt is issued in Fund 38, so it was authorized by the board, and a petition period was run actually 6 months ago or so. So it's been fully authorized, and also you've done all of the things you need to do under Act 32, which is particular statutes related to energy efficiency projects. Allows the debt to be issued, but to be potentially levied for outside of revenue limits, so more akin to your referendum-approved debt. And in fact, when we get to the financing plan, that's kind of how we show it, is how it looks related to other debt that is outside of revenue limits. That will be the district's decision, the board's decision on an annual basis as to how to levy. So you'll actually see a resolution on that every October, just like you do on the first phase of your energy efficiency projects. The dated date or delivery date is April 15th, so that's when funds will be available for the project. You'll actually make your first principal payment this September 2015. Thereafter, principal payments will be on March 1st each year of 2016 through 35. It's great that we're able to make a principal payment right away. It's because you've provided money in this year's levy for that. So you'll see on the financing plan we're able to knock some principal out right away this coming September. These bonds will be prepayable or callable on March 1, 2025, so the last 10 years are prepayable. If you find yourself in an interest rate environment where that would be advantageous, that is certainly your option to do. Your Moody's rating has been affirmed as a AA2, and I've also passed out your full Moody's report, which is some really great nightstand reading. I think that some of the pertinent information from that would include the fact that, and first of all, a AA2 rating is an exemplary rating for a school district in Wisconsin. There's only 2 notches above that. There's a AA1 and a AAA, so you're the 3rd highest that you can possibly be. There are only 16 school districts that are rated by Moody's in Wisconsin that are even in those 2 higher categories. I think there's 5 AAAs and 11 AA1. So you're in a category with 50 or so other school districts in Wisconsin. A AA2 rating is very strong. The Moody's report will highlight some of their rationale in arriving at that rating, including the strength of the tax base, as well as something that I think is important to you as board members and important to administration, is the district's ability to managing the ever-changing enrollment environment that you're in, and really having strong financial management through that. And that has definitely been noticed by Moody's, the fact that you go to the taxpayers to exceed the revenue limit to make sure that you're in a solid financial position, despite the fact that we definitely have some changes in enrollment, as well as the things you're doing as a district to try to bring kids back. So all of that stuff was discussed on the call and even recognized in the report. So a lot of positives going on, and a great rating, which I think has much to do with some of the competition we saw in the market today. The winning bidder today, again, was Baird, as we saw on the previous page, with a tick of a 3.32%. Bidder is required to pay all cost of issuance, so when we look at that 3.32%, it's actually inclusive of all costs, so it's more of an all-in rate. And here is the financing plan then for this $14.5 million. Again, we're looking at this alongside the district's existing Fund 39 debt service, which would be referendum approved, as well as your first phase of energy efficiency borrowing that you had done, again, under Act 32. So we're looking at this as it kind of wraps around that existing debt structure. We can see we're not making huge principal payments until the point where we're able to see the amortization of the existing debt. And here's where we make some of the bigger payments out here for a 20-year overall amortization. This gives you a nice solid levy on an annual basis, as well as a tax impact as well, in addition to a level debt service. We've assumed 0% growth, so we're looking at a potential of a 15-cent impact. I think we had originally, you were maybe looking at 16 cents. The interest rate coming in better than what we had projected has brought that overall mill rate impact down. And we can see here that first principal payment that I spoke of before. You're able to, right away out of the blocks make a $600,000 interest payment. The 3.32% true interest rate that we saw today is over 40 basis points better than what we were using for planning purposes. We were using a 3.75%. Just as a basis of comparison, that's about a $1.3 million difference in interest costs. So really pleased with where the market ended up being when you were ready to come to the market, and where you ended up today. Any questions?
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good news. Oh, I actually have to read the, all right, could I get a motion to approve resolution awarding the sale of $14,500,000 general obligation school improvement bonds, Series 2015?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, call the roll.
Turner?
Aye.
Turner, aye. Herzog?
Aye.
Herzog, aye. Lumberger?
Aye.
Lumberger, aye. Saginac?
Aye.
Saginac, aye. Wiedenhoff?
Aye.
Wiedenhoff, aye. Vito?
Aye.
Vito, aye. Eliason?
Aye.
Eliason, aye. Motion carried.
Any future agenda items? No? Seeing none, announcements?
I do have two. Just a reminder, hopefully delivered in home will be this week was the revised Oshkosh Recreation Guide, Al Wenig, and I worked with folks to dress this up and to bring it back to a local publication. We're really pleased with the product, and rather than something that is ready for recycling instantly, it's something you would prefer to keep around and use as a reference material, and very positive work, and I've had a number of individuals comment on how pleased they were to see the more dressed up model. We also, through this work, discovered several hundred, I think it might be approaching 1,000+ addresses that had not been included by the previous distributor and publisher in getting this out to the greater community, and so we've updated, so the amount of circulation is also also increased, especially out in some of the newer development areas in the township. So my thanks to Al and his fine work with this, but we had a number of meetings to bring about that change. And then one final reminder, and we'll still be willing to accept more participants and teams. The trivia contest is this Saturday afternoon, one of the few times we can get a gymnasium space available at North High School between 2 and 4. The Oshkosh School District Foundation is running this as a second annual trivia contest, and we would look forward to individuals coming and joining or forming teams even as they enter. There is a theme encouraged, but if you come just dressed in street clothes, we'll be glad to have you participate. So with that, I would encourage certainly enjoying a bit of Saturday afternoon. The weather's not that nice yet that you wouldn't enjoy being inside for a Saturday afternoon and raise funds for the Community Foundation.
And what is the start time?
2 o'clock.
Thank you.
I like the Polish Water Park picture actually on the front of this year's activity guide.
Yes.
It ends up on the magnet on the side of a refrigerator every year. So.
That's great.
So it's handy. All right, other announcements? Seeing none, could I get a motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Herzog?
Aye.
Herzog, aye. Lumberger?
Aye.
Lumberger, aye. Saginaw?
Aye.
Saginaw, aye. Wiedenhoff?
Aye.
Wiedenhoff, aye. Ito?
Aye.
Ito, aye. Eliason?
Aye.
Eliason, aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.